What's going on, guys? You know who it is. So like I said, I wanted to bring this channel beyond just doing NBA videos and expand back into the tech. So for the first review, I'm going to be bringing you, where is it? Going to be reviewing this bad boy, the XB1 Elite controller. And I also want to compare it to the Scuff 1, which I got in all black, the stealth version. But not only do I want to talk about the stealth, I want to also talk about the experience when picking up the Scuff controller as well. So stay tuned and let's get into it. So the Xbox Elite controller actually comes in a really nice box. It almost feels like Apple-esque in the way that it opens, and the way the cardboard feels a lot like an iPhone, which is really cool. And I guess it should come in a nice box for 150 bucks, right? After actually accidentally scratching the box, as you see right there, which I hate to do, I finally get the last piece, very high quality. And now I did not invent this method of displaying how to open the box. However, I thought it was really cool, so I figured I'd show it anyway. And like magic, there it goes. I'm sorry, but that just looks so cool. Okay, so inside, what you'll see right away is the pouch, or the travel case, I guess, for the XB1 Elite. Inside, you do have all of your accessories, which is just a bunch of swappable thumbsticks that I'll get into with you in just a sec. The one thing I don't like is that it doesn't come with a high or long domed analog stick, which is what I actually use with the Control Freaks at the moment, a domed large one on the right stick. So that's a bummer, but can still use my Control Freaks, which I was likely going to do anyway. The first thing you'll notice when taking the controller out of the package and putting it in your hands is how high quality it feels, how the paint or whatever they used on the surface actually feels kind of like a rubber. And the grips are excellent as well. But what you'll also feel is the triggers on the back, or the paddles. And you might accidentally click them when you first grab the controller, but they're easy to get used to and they feel amazing. And the great part about it is you can easily take them out. They're kind of like on a hinge and a magnet. Everything on this controller is magnetic, and nothing feels like it'll come off while you're using it, but it makes it super easy and intuitive to just hot swap what you need and what you don't need. However, I'm going to leave the paddles on for now and just disable it with the software. This way I get used to it with my muscle memory and my hands, and I can increase that kill-death ratio in NBA 2K. Another thing is the controller has a nice heft to it, and that's because of all the stainless steel and aluminum that makes up the controller, which is excellent. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the little sawdust that comes off of your analog sticks from rotating them so often. Well, the stainless steel on this completely eliminates it and makes it feel super smooth when rotating the analog sticks. And the pieces that come off of the D-pad that you see me swapping here are actually made of aluminum as well, so they feel super high quality, super easy to swap as well. Excellent addition, along with the buttons feeling even more crisp as well. Now, compared to the Scuff, the paint job is pristine, and it was good on the Scuff as well, but obviously you're going to expect, if Microsoft is manufacturing this control, that the rubberized paint that they use is going to be higher quality, and it most certainly is. Not to take too much away from the Scuff, they did the best they could while layering it over an official Xbox controller, but there is simply, everywhere from the grip to the face of the controller, there is absolutely no comparison. The Xbox most certainly feels much higher quality and much better in the hands. When it comes to the paddles, that's just another area where Scuff cannot compete. Let alone Scuff charging pretty much near a fortune to add 4 paddles. That's why I only went with the 2, besides the fact that the inner paddles would be way too uncomfortable to reach over. Besides just the positioning, the Xbox are a little looser in terms of the force necessary to press them down, but it's not too loose where you will do it too often accidentally. You have to kind of hold the controller to understand, but the way that they're positioned, a simple squeeze, upper or lower, will get you the actuation you need on the paddle that you need. They are simply ergonomically far superior on the Xbox Elite. Last but not least, when it comes to the physical controller, we'll get into the software in a bit, is the trigger stops. Now, for certain games, you might not want to use trigger stops. For example, NBA. A simple flick of the switch, and you rid them. Unlike the Scuff controller where you have to change out the handles, or if you have the old system, you have to use that small screwdriver they give you, this is way easier, and trust me, it gets to be a huge pain in the neck with the Scuff. So if you haven't noticed already, I obviously recommend the Xbox One Elite controller over the Scuff, let alone the fact that there's a huge difference in price. But this pretty much puts the nail in the coffin. With the controller, you have a setting A or B that's physically on the controller, and you can actually customize each of these options, each of them, and you can literally, on Windows 10 or Xbox One, this is the Xbox One app here, and you can actually set them for games as well, but you can literally change and configure every single button on the controller, even what the analog sticks do, all the way down to sensitivity for your left and right stick, sensitivity for triggers, the vibration for the triggers and the handles, and also the vibration mechanism inside the controller seems to be superior than the stock Xbox controller as well with the Elite. So right off the bat, you have full control and customization, which is something we can never have too much of. So imagine changing out those paddles for flashy pass in 2K, or lowering the sensitivity on, certain game modes, like, A could be for my team where your sensitivity is a little different because of whatever, playing with different players, or in my career you could go to B where you have sensitivity changes and button changes depending on what you want to do. It just for running plays or starting plays, whatever. The possibilities are limitless, and I'm really happy with the controller. Another thing too to keep in mind, when I ordered the Scuff, it took them 3 deliveries for them to get it right. Now, they were very nice when I called. However, it was very difficult to get in touch with them on the phone, and they caused the delays and the problems themselves by straight incompetence, by not giving me what I ordered the first time. And for when you're paying over $200 for something, you expect, especially for a controller, you expect your order to be right. So that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review and comparison. If you did, please hit that thumbs up. It helps me out more than you know. And as always, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already for more tech videos now and gaming of all kinds. And that's about it. Catch you all in the next one. Peace! Wow.